All right, my friends, welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and I wanted to talk to you guys kind of a little bit about what's going on and why I've been making some of this almost the same video about not buying the AMD 9070 XT, not buying the 5070 Ti, you know, using the clickbaity type content or comment or titles so that people will click on them. I get a lot of people that just click on them and literally just type in the message and are like, well, they don't even watch the video. They just type on that. Now, guys, a lot of it has to do with the algorithm, to be completely honest with you. I am trying to like review a couple of games right now, and if I just sit and focus on the games, then I don't put any content out, because some games you just can't put content out until a specific date because you're on an embargo, so you can't say nothing about it, you can't do anything about it, and so you kind of just have to, you know, essentially regurgitate certain content that resonates. And honestly, guys, it's not that, you know, I'm not creative or anything like that. It's just, if I don't put out certain content, then the algorithm just legitimately forgets about me. And, you know, when I did this for Assassin's Creed Shadows, I legit just did Assassin's Creed Shadows content, and man, the algorithm kicked me out. Man, it took me 15 freaking days past the coverage for that just to even get back to a point where my views are starting to go back up, and they're still not even where they were pre Assassin's Creed Shadows. So I get that it's frustrating for a lot of people to have to watch that, and you see a lot of YouTubers do it just because it's like, what else are we supposed to do? Once the algorithm puts you in a category, that's pretty much where you are. So I feel like I'm working overtime on the channel because I'm still having to put out content to stay in the algorithm, but I'm still filling in all that other content. And you know, I get a lot of people that come to the comment section and they're like, oh man, we're just getting the same kind of content over and over again. And it's like, guys, you clearly are not watching the other content that I've put out. In the last 2 weeks, I've put out probably 60 videos. Probably 60 videos in the last couple of weeks. Sim racing content, video game content, you know, just you know, playing games, talking about games, other stuff. It's not only just the PC stuff that I'm putting out there. I'm putting out so much content that it's crazy. All the other stuff is like my passion stuff, the stuff that I like to put out, like the game videos and talking about games and like doing like 1080p content and like showing you guys the screen on the 1080p and all that kind of stuff. Those videos don't get a lot of views. They don't get a lot of traction, and that's fine. I want to put them out. Like, I want to make those videos so that I can deliver that content for the people that are interested in there, because we don't talk about this kind of stuff in gaming no more. Everything is so centered around rage bait and clickbait and just outrage content nowadays when it comes to gaming. So I try to put out all that stuff that matters to me. I try to put out the content that matters to me, the things that, even if it's just one person, even if I just save one person a lot of money and help them find an incredible way to game, like say they're on a ROG Ally and a 1080p monitor and they're just playing 360 games, and that's what they want to do. Boom, I've got content for that. I make content for those people that, you know, I want to save people money. At the same time, I want to show people the new content and the new products and stuff like that. But it really just feels like if you're not being negative on YouTube, okay, because I put out multiple videos that do not have clickbait content, do not have clickbait titles. I put out more of those videos than I do the other stuff. It's just because I don't have to put out multiple clickbait content to get, you know, the views. Those automatically just do well. Like, so I could put one of those out every day and then put the regular content that I normally put out there, and that stuff does however it's going to do until that stuff picks up. It is getting better. It's gone from like 90 views up to like 400 or 500 views. So that's good. That's good. That's growth. That's showing growth. That's showing that people actually want that kind of content and that I should keep making it. But on the other hand, I still have to feed the algorithm, or YouTube will just kind of sweep me aside and push me under the rug and not even care about what I say. My goal has always been transparency on this channel. Always. I've always been honest. I've always been upfront. I've always told you guys exactly what's going on. I don't try to hide anything. Like, I really don't care. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we're all gamers. We all want to play and enjoy games, but you know, in the society that we live in, rage sells. It does. And there's no other, I mean, you don't have to go really far. Like I said in the last video, I'm playing Doom Dark Ages right now. I am fully enjoying this game. It looks beautiful. I feel like a freaking badass. I'm enjoying it. When I get in there, my mind just, boom, it automatically is filled with Doom Dark Ages. And I'm like, wow, this is cool. I love the aesthetic of the game. I love the fact that it's in the Dark Ages and stuff like that. Like, it's just freaking cool. I like it. And man, there's no shortage of people out there just bashing this game for no reason. Like, it is a good game. It is a fantastic game. And then I look over and I see another story about Shuhei Yoshida from PlayStation now talking about, like, saying, hey man, people shouldn't be upset about games being $80. That's a steal. And it is, okay? With the amount of money that it costs to make these games, $80, my friends, is a very small fraction of what it costs to actually be able to enjoy that in this society, okay? And I honestly believe this. When I listen to somebody like Shuhei Yoshida, I love that guy. I have a lot of respect for him. He's done an incredible job at PlayStation. And so when I look at him and I listen to the reasoning, you know, of the people on the other side that are making the games, that are funding the games, that are, you know, trying to greenlight projects, that are, you know, they've shielded us from a lot of terrible products at the same time. But, you know, when you have a top-down mandate like Jim Ryan coming in and be like, nope, all live service, and you're somebody like Mr. Yoshida, and you're like, okay, we'll try to do the best we can do, and you just kind of get brushed aside. It really does kind of suck, and you've all seen what's happened to PlayStation's first-party category or catalog right now with the way things are going. That things are being pushed aside. We're seeing cancellations. We're seeing games like Marathon come out and get zero fanfare, and pretty much just pushed to the side. And it's crazy to watch such a juggernaut like PlayStation that had some of the best freaking first-party games go in a way that is completely contradictory to the platform that they have. It's legit like them starting a YouTube channel, making fabulous content, and then all of a sudden being like, hey, you know what? We're gonna start cake decorating. And nobody wants that. Like, none of their fans, nobody wants that. Like, they're just like, what are you talking about? We don't want to watch cake decorating. We want to see you put battleships together. That was way cooler. Like, why would we want this? We're used to this. We know this. We want this. We want more of this. But you're trying to force us to like this, and we don't care. We don't like that. And so when you get something like that, it's crazy. But then the internet, man, the internet these days, social media, it is not a forgiving landscape out there. If you make one mistake, boom, you're tarnished for who knows how long. Like they just keep coming at you. Now, look, we had a whole issue of DEI, you know, going on, and my outlook on DEI, because I've listened to both sides now, okay? Both of them can be very, very freaking to the wall about it, and then they can also be like, look, man, we just want to be heard. You know what I mean? So I've listened to both sides, and I'm kind of somewhere in the middle. Yeah, I definitely don't think female characters need to be super revealing in video games. I am cool with them toning that kind of stuff down. And, you know, at the same time, you know, just bringing out all this stuff and like throwing it in your face, I don't think developers should be doing that. I think they should be striving to create cool characters that people are going to resonate with, that will make gaming better. So I'm hoping that both of them are learning their lesson, but at the same time, like, prices do kind of need to go up for video games, guys. They are just, it's too easy to get them these days. I mean, you've got like Game Pass now that you can pay a subscription and get a bunch of games. You've got PlayStation's, you know, subscription service. You've got, You've got Ubisoft subscription service. You've got EA Play subscription. So you have very, very easy access to a lot of great content these days. That, yes, prices need to go up, because I think, and I only think this because I look back at like my childhood and the access that I had to games back then led me to enjoy them experiences even more than I think I do now. Like now it's just, I get games so rapidly, and they just come so quick that it's like, do I really appreciate these games anymore? Do I actually sit down and take the time to, I mean, seriously, if I'm not feeling a game, I could just jump on the store and buy another one. Or if you know what I mean? Like, we have such easy access to games. We don't even have to get up and go to the store to get our games anymore. So I just think that there's just, I really do feel like we're just overloaded with a lot of content, and a lot of us legitimately, if you look at this from a realistic point of view, without the snide comments or anything like that, if you look at the amount of video games that come out every year now, and just how easy it is to get them, why do you think we've become so snobby? It's like we as creators and as gamers are in a race to the bottom to find out who can tear these games apart the fastest. And when you've got easy access to so many different games so fast, man, it just makes it easier. It makes them feel like there's no value whatsoever to these games. And I guess is what, developers and everybody's trying to say is, look, man, you guys are destroying our work. We're going to get paid for what we do now. We are going to raise the prices. It's just too easy to get them. And then you've got legit channels that are dedicated to the destruction of video gaming, and they say they're doing it to protect you, but they're not. They're not. Most of the stuff they called out last year for being woke and whatever, I played a lot of those games. Like I said, I've taken time to listen to both sides. Okay, I would consider myself more of a conservative, so you would think that I would be super anti-woke. Like you would think that just out, and for the most part, like, there's stuff that doesn't need to be in video games. I 100% agree to that. But I think that the other people on the other side are just as bad, as the other ones. So when I look at that, and I played all those woke games, I came away thinking like, okay, they called this game woke. They called what was it? Awakening number 9. Unknown number 9 or something. They called that game woke because it had a female character, and I played through that whole game, and I came away thinking, I was just like, wow, that wasn't even that bad. It was actually kind of cool, man. If we were in like Xbox 360 or Xbox One generation, early Xbox One generation, this game would have been badass. Everybody would have loved it. Everybody would have been like, whoa, this is a freaking cool game, man. They would have loved that. Dragon Age. Now this one here is a little bit more controversial, so we'll use this one. Dragon Age Velgard, okay? Yes, it does have an actual trans character in there. Now, the way they did Dragon Age Dark Ages, you can essentially ignore that whole section or that whole part. So I mean, it doesn't get in there, but it does, like, I don't know. It's more of like a T-rated Dragon Age game. It's more of like they were trying to reach a broader appeal with that game, kind of toning down a lot of the aspects of what makes Dragon Age a Dragon Age. And I can see that. And yeah, absolutely, man. Old fans, they definitely could, 100% could have just been like, look, man, this is not the Dragon Age that we're used to. Like, this is not it. This is not what we wanted. It's too colorful. It's too like teen rated. And I get that. I could have agreed 100% on that thing. But they go after this other stuff, and it's like, no, dude, you could have just went after this as like, hey, man, we want a dark, gritty Dragon Age. We're not liking this, but what this is yes, it does have a Dragon Age game. It does have the the characters and the cast and all of that stuff, and it was cool. Like, it was cool. I had a lot of fun with that game, but I think it got way too much hate that was undeserved. Now, other experiences that that are out there, you know, these days. And I know that these kind of videos, you probably just don't care, but you know, I just wanted to take a minute and explain that, like, look guys, there's a lot of content that I put out because I feel like it's, you know, it's necessary to keep the channel, you know, moving forward. But I like to be able to fill in the other stuff that I like to do, because that gives me the freedom to be able to see the channel grow, as well as continue to put out content that matters to me. So yeah, you get a mixture. You get a mixture of the content, and I really do try to keep it, you know, not super freaking like bad, because I'm not here to destroy video games. I'm here to celebrate games. That's the whole reason I started this channel, was because I want to celebrate games and have fun. Because I missed and I longed for that nostalgia of being able to talk to people about video games and get excited and get hyped. Because yeah, dude, once you start getting older, you don't get out as much. You don't have like young friends. You've got different priorities that just, you know, are there, and you want to be excited about the things that you love. But what do? You sit at home, you watch a gameplay show, you watch a couple of YouTubers, and next thing you know, you're just off to, you know, listening to them rant and rave about how every game is trash nowadays, because they've just got unbelievable access to everything that they just don't care about the games anymore, and it sucks. And then you've got people like Digital Foundry that say they love games, but then they tear them down every freaking step of the way, and you just start to think like, most of the shit they talk about, you probably wouldn't even notice when you're playing your video game. So you just, so like, where do you turn to? Where do you turn to? And so, yeah, I wanted to create that kind of channel, but I too got sucked into this freaking void of YouTube algorithm, and it sucks, man. It sucks. So I pray that you guys watch the other content that I put out, and not just the rage clickbaity stuff, because you'll see that there's so much more to this channel than what's actually at the surface level. What YouTube pushes, what YouTube decides to push, and what they don't decide to push is a different thing. Obviously, they would rather push the stuff that has the rage bait title so that everybody clicks on it. But I wish you guys would watch those videos. I do. Instead of just commenting on the title, get in there and listen to them, because I do try to put some good points in there. And sometimes I do kick a dead horse to you know, keep putting out the same thing, because that way more people will actually hear it and stuff. So I don't know, man. It really does kind of suck to have to be in that position sometimes. But for the most part, guys, it's fun. I love creating content, and I plan on doing it for a very long time. So if you guys like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know in the comment section how you guys feel about this video, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Sorry about the clickbait title though.